1 week, had a small team, and while there was a highly evangelistic component to it, we also wanted to explore future opportunities of where to do missions as a church family. So we had a little bit of a different approach, and for myself, I probably went into it a little too sleep deprived. And so when they told me it was going to be hot out there, you say, yeah, sure, not a problem. And you get there, oh my goodness, it's so hot. Interesting, because even in Apari, we went there looking for where to plant a church. And while that still is a very likely option, I'm already getting feedback of the Bible study, the recommendations that I left with them. I had no idea that we'd run into 3 college missionaries. And immediately said, we need to somehow get connected with them. And so already in the works, we're figuring out how do we go back and attach to our Manila trips when they're on the college campuses, sharing the gospel, how do we get plugged in with them? And we've already made contacts so that we've been finding that as we go into the different provinces, because Manila's where we fly into, it's just easy to attach a Manila portion to all these trips. And so we're going to make sure that besides our work at Paco, we're going to spend a little bit of time on these college ministries just to get to know these kids a little bit more and to see how we can help them as well. And so I'm grateful for that. Is that as we travel to different regions, there are areas that are very modernized, built up with the nicest of amenities, things that we're used to in this culture, like that restaurant you just saw. But at the same time, you can go right next door and find a village that is completely run down like this. And it's interesting because as we're driving, they told me, Pastor, in Cagayan, this is a small Christian village. Do you want to stop by and encourage them? I'm like, sure, why not? And sure enough, we saw this is where the local Christian convention met. And so we went and talked to the folks. But this is some of the lifestyle that you're seeing. In the mix of modern, nice amenities, you come to a village where they're growing their own plants. They have their own animals, which they'll eat. The kids are running around on the dirt floors. And so you have this huge disparity between just how the people live over there. And I love it. I did not break the bench, as some people on my team claimed I might do. But what I love is that wherever we went, the people were so receptive and so welcoming. And they really did take a lot of pride in their home. And they, even in one house, I remember, they looked at me and said, I'm so sorry, Pastor. I didn't have a chance to clean up. I'm thinking, I barged in on you. You weren't expecting, and you're apologizing to me? Such a gracious people. It's interesting because I tell our team before we leave, don't drink the local water, especially when you're in the slums. There was one day we weren't expecting to go directly into the slums, and I forgot to prepare, because one of the ways to sidestep that is to have your own bottled water. And so when they offer you something, you can say, oh, that's okay, I've got some already, but thank you. We went to one house, we forgot our water. And the host decided and said, I've got the most wonderful iced tea. Let me share it with you. And brought it out. And sure enough, I then had to see her chip some of the ice pieces. I'm like, great, 2 sources of contaminated water potentially. And our team, they were troopers. She handed out four glasses of iced tea. One of them only pretended to drink it, but we won't say who. But the other 3 of us, we looked at it and said, here it goes. And then the trooper on the last cup that wasn't drank yet, when the host turned around, he went and got a double dose. It's interesting because everything in your being, everything that you know, is don't drink the water. But they're being so kind, so gracious to you. How do you turn that down? You don't want to offend. But that's the type of warmth, the type of hospitality that we experienced. Literally, this house was so tiny, we could barely fit in the one room she had. But that's the warmth. And what we wanted to tell them was where the true joy, where hope is found. And so we share Jesus. It's a little bit of a unique country because Catholicism is so prevalent there. So if you look at the census reports, Philippines is actually listed as 90% Christian, if you include the Catholics. That is more than the U.S. It presents an interesting dilemma because as you go and you ask, do you know Jesus? Undoubtedly the response, yes, I know him. But as you begin this dialogue, that's what makes it so incredible. Is because they're welcome to have this dialogue. You find out that they may know about Jesus, but they don't yet know him personally in their own hearts. And so what we are doing there is a very simple message, saying, we traveled a long way. But when you travel big distances, it usually shows you the urgency, the importance of the message that needs to be shared. And that's what we explain. We traveled this far because there's that important of a message that we need to share with you. And it's that God loves you and that you can have life with him through his son, Jesus Christ. Opportunities to share the gospel. But this was a unique one because in the midst of their slums, we also had some very nice places that we could go. And this was a convention center owned by a Christian that allowed local Christians to use it. And so at this meeting, we gathered together all the different denominations, Christian leaders from all the surrounding villages, and it was a message on how do we work together to share the gospel message. And this, a lot of times the church doesn't see the back end of it. But for us to go into the different barangays, the different villages and so forth, we have to pave the way beforehand with meeting with all the different officials and leaders. And so whether it be with our school visits that we do now, at some point in time on the back end we met with the principals, with the different community leaders to be able even to have the right to go in there. It's a thing that we do out of respect. And so on this trip, same as our other trips, I met with the local mayor, the guy in the yellow shirt, and we just needed to make sure that this was okay, that we weren't here to do anything crazy. And sure enough, by the end of that, I had one of the local leaders come up to me and say, Pastor, the mayor is not a Christian. Share the gospel. And again, I felt guilty. Oh man, somebody had to remind me to share the gospel again. But it's interesting because as I shared the gospel, sure enough, he was so touched by it. He asked if we could come back, and there was a meeting with his brother, the governor of the area, and said, do you mind going there as well and praying for that? And so, it sounds odd, but for the future trips to work, we sometimes have to go on the back end and just do some of these logistical points to make sure that Carmel speaking with the fish. Ben's here. This is one of the local markets. A time in that day where most of the morning crowd had left. So the advantage behind that was that all the shopkeepers were there with no customers. That becomes prime time to go and share the gospel. And sure enough, our team went out, and we really tried to find as many opportunities as we could to do so. Talk about the local VBS that were running up north. These are kids that, from my understanding, none of them had ever been to church before. And so we had to rent this building. It was hot. It was warm, but these 80+ children completely blew away all expectations. When I first got the reports 2 months before this trip that the local church was going to start setting up survey teams, we were hoping for just 5, maybe 10 kids. And so by the end of this VBS, for over 80 children to hear the gospel, completely blown away. That last day of VBS, they take graduation to a whole new level. So those are the parents that came to see their kids graduate. But you know what that means? Those are parents that got to hear the gospel. That I talked about, the homes that were up there. A tree that I gave you in a couple sermons ago, there it was. We shared the gospel. They were making a local variation of halo halo, and apparently I stink at scraping ice. But that's what I was attempting to do there on this block of ice, to scrape it off for the drink so that they can have their shaved ice. They have that little metal canister with a blade on it that collects the ice. But one of the things we like to do is interact with them, have fun with them. And in doing so, we share life together. They share their experiences, we share ours, and we build a friendship. So it's incredible because even though I may only be there for a very brief time, when I go back to these areas, the kids, the adults that come back, they remember. They remember the message, they remember you. And so it's a powerful time for you to be able to share God's Word, because even those that we don't know what will happen, we know that we planted seeds that will continue to grow. It was shorter there. I felt like I had to stoop over to get to almost everything. But the entrance to the houses and so forth, what you see on that road is, even though the villages have a lot of dirt roads and so forth, there's usually at least one concrete area for them to dry out the rice grain. Trying to find ways to interact. And so one guy was sweeping it up, and I said, "Can I try?" And sure enough, they got a kick out of it. But it opened up a dialogue so that we can interact with them. The children, the boy in the front and the girl in the polka dot dress, those are the ones that remembered me last time. And they came running up. And what I appreciate about the girl in the polka dot dress is that she couldn't wait to show me the VBS songs and the dances that she had learned. And I was thinking, how incredible. Because she is showing them to me, she's showing them to others, and through those songs, people are hearing the Word. We sometimes forget and think how cheesy this stuff is. And yes, it's cheesy, but the kids love it. Up here is a very typical house there. A small little enclosed space, and that's the entirety of their living area. Almost done. Member is used in a very special way. I know I have a habit of volunteering team members for tasks that they are not comfortable with. And I tell them, it'll stretch you, go for it. I think Carmel was going to hit me at some point because she is not someone who she's not someone who sings regularly, but I regularly volunteer to lead the singing for our children's program. And I appreciate Ben because there were times that I really was exhausted. And what you may not realize as a church is that pastors get tired on these trips. And sometimes even one person can be an encouragement on the team. And to see somebody so eager to reach the people, it was that reminder, we gotta press on, we gotta keep going. And so yeah, I really did think of him as Captain America meeting Captain America. But this is the encouragement to you as a church family. In the same manner, we need to encourage one another. There are opportunities in the Philippines, there are opportunities here. And we need to encourage one another to be more proactive, to be more intentional in sharing our faith. I am so, so grateful for the prayer, the support that this church has given. I'm eager to see where the work continues in the Philippines. And so I just want to close with saying thank you so much. Let's pray. Father, we are so, so grateful for all the things that we can praise you for the work that was done in the Philippines. I thank you for using us and keeping our eyes open and guiding us to new opportunities. I pray that those who received the gospel, that made decisions to follow you, that as we shared with our local leaders, that there will be people in their lives pouring into them, helping them to grow. I pray that as our church family has heard these testimonies, that you spur their hearts, that you convict them with a passion to reach the lost. I pray that as a church, we will be that light, beginning in our community and going to the ends of this earth. Use us, Lord. We thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.